The 2021 bull run is upon us, and we've already seen some absolutely insane moves. Bitcoin is currently up 7x from its low in March 2020, and despite having a significant 20% correction in January 2021, Bitcoin has never had more attention than it's currently had in the media, with the legendary 20k all-time high from the previous bull run of 2017 smashed, and the Bitcoin 2xing in short order over the course of the next month in December. Institutions have been buying more Bitcoin than is currently being produced by miners, and this phenomenon is only going to get worse and worse as time goes on. With the supply shock of Bitcoin currently at its potentially worst ever, the euphoria around Bitcoin has also never been higher. So when Bitcoin makes a significant correction, is it all over? In this video we'll explain how Bitcoin is likely never going below 20k again, and how once the top is in for Bitcoin this year, institutional buying and holding will likely prop the price of Bitcoin up far more than has previously happened. Please like and subscribe. We are Crypto Maximalist. Let's begin. The recent pullback in the cryptocurrency space has sent many retail investors into panic mode. The cries of the top is in and media coverage sensationalizing a natural correction in the market has many of the weak hands choosing to sell rather than risking any more of the gains they've rode most likely since the new all-time highs were reached. The thrust of cryptocurrency into the mainstream means that more and more news and FUD will be generated surrounding every single move that Bitcoin makes, and this is exactly what we've seen in the recent correct. News outlets continue to claim that this is the end for Bitcoin and that it can never go higher. Meanwhile, institutional money continues to flow into the space day by day. Grayscale Trust continues to add to their massive bags of crypto assets, along with so many other institutional buyers. As the price rises, more asset managers will start to take an interest in Bitcoin as a store of value, and the network effect will drive the price further up. Whilst it's important to do as much research as possible, everything, including us, should be taken with a note of caution. The smart money in the space continues to accumulate Bitcoin and Ethereum at an ever-increasing pace. One of the most interesting things about this bull run is that there's never been institutional money flowing into Bitcoin until now. In 2017, the price of Bitcoin reached 20k with just retail investors alone, as no infrastructure or interest was generated by big institutions to put money into Bitcoin. However, in 2020, it's common knowledge that large institutions have started buying Bitcoin in bulk, and it's far more than is currently being produced daily. Currently, every day around 900 Bitcoin are being mined, but Grayscale alone has been buying tens of thousands of Bitcoin in the past few weeks, which will only serve to increase the supply shock of liquidity in the market for Bitcoin. The most interesting dynamic of institutional buyers is that they are buying and holding. It's very unlikely that institutions will accumulate so much Bitcoin to sell at the top, and they have only been buying more when the market dips. Not only is this a massive shock to liquidity, but this dynamic of taking Bitcoin out of the market and putting it in cold storage decreases the volatility of the market in small increments, as there is less volume of Bitcoin being traded on exchanges. The supply of Bitcoin continues to decrease dramatically, but the network effect is increasing at an exponential rate. More people than ever are currently talking about Bitcoin in the media and in the huge fund management teams. As the network effect increases, the demand for Bitcoin will continue to rise, whilst the liquidity is being taken out of the market by huge investors in the cryptocurrency. This extreme decrease in supply combined with the ever-increasing demand will likely see the price drive into six figures in short order, reaching a parabolic euphoric climb in the summer before having a massive correct and stabilization. In the previous cycle, Bitcoin corrected over 80% in the following bear winter. Depending on how high Bitcoin reaches, it will likely see a 40 to 50% correction once the bull run is over, as retail investors will look to cash in on their profits. However, due to the huge value of institutional money coming into the space, a dynamic of the market being propped up by whales not selling their Bitcoin but holding it in cold storage will likely occur. The violent swings of the past Bitcoin cycles could start to become less volatile due to the increased desire to hold Bitcoin long term rather than sell. Another factor to consider is that Bitcoin liquidity may drop so low that it may be extremely difficult to buy any Bitcoin in the future. If the current trend continues and institutions continue to buy more than the current amount mined, liquidity could drop to such a low level that it becomes extremely difficult for retail investors to buy any Bitcoin at all, which would put an incredible amount of demand on the currency. With the Bitcoin supply currently drying up completely, it doesn't seem like such an unrealistic expectation that there simply won't be enough liquidity to support the demand for the asset. This overarching macro idea of the supply and demand of Bitcoin is what drives the cycles that have affected the entire cryptocurrency market since its inception, but how long will the cycles last? At some point, the patterns will most likely break, and one of the key factors contributing to this could be the institutional buyers who are simply refusing to sell the massive amount of Bitcoin that they have acquired during the past few years. With all this in mind, it seems likely that we will see a lower volatility Bitcoin price after the bull run is over. With more money flowing into the space, it seems incredibly likely that the market will continue to stabilize as time goes on. With the huge amount of institutional money pouring into the space, a six-figure Bitcoin of 100k seems inevitable, with 200k and 300k price targets seeming more and more realistic. So what's your Bitcoin price prediction? Will institutional money break the bear cycle that is likely to come later this year? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, as we'd be interested to hear your ideas about the price action of Bitcoin in the future. Please like and subscribe. We are Crypto Maximalists.